and welcome. As you can see, we're getting set to have a party, an anniversary of sorts, because over the last 4 years, you have seen some of the greatest matches that have ever taken place in the World Wrestling Federation contained in the blockbuster series, The Best of the WWE. And this is the 20th edition. And we plan to celebrate the 20th anniversary with a big party. Now listen to this guest list. Gorilla Monsoon will be here. Jesse the Body Ventura, also Tony Schiavone will join us. Bobby the Brain Heenan. And listen to this lineup of superstars. Now the Hart Foundation will be here. Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Also the Ultimate Warrior and the World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan. And you can help us celebrate too. There'll be many other superstars. And while we're waiting for our guests to arrive, let's go to our first match. It involves the Red Rooster taking on the Brooklyn Brawler.
From Vero Beach, Florida, weighing 240 pounds, the Red Rooster.
Great response for this youngster of Vero Beach, Florida, the Red Rooster. Going against the Brooklyn Brawler. And the Brawler wants a piece of him already. What a colorful character, the Rooster, the Red Rooster. Look at him. He is a great wrestler, too. He knows exactly what to do once he gets in that ring. The Brawler, of course, has come from obscurity now that Bobby Heenan has taken him over and made him really a force to be reckoned with. Right hand to the face, and Bobby Heenan is not at ringside. At least I can't find him anywhere, but that doesn't mean that he won't be around. I was going to say, don't worry. He always has something up his sleeve, and he'll always take you by surprise, a most astute manager. And I would think it, Bobby Heenan, we say so much, and the fans really respond the negative to Bobby the Brain so much, but he does know what he's doing in there. And there's an elbow. He did a lot for the career of the Red Rooster. Yes, he did in the beginning, there's no doubt about that, but then the Red Rooster thought he was taking liberties with him financially and other ways too, and rebelled against that. And consequently, Heenan took on the Brooklyn Brawler, and he thinks he's made a man who is capable of beating the Rooster. We shall have to wait and find out if that is so or not. The Rooster fought better of the leg flip that time, got out of the way, takes down the Brawler with a leg sweep that time. Well, the Brawler's not a great wrestler by any means, but he's being made to look very mediocre right at this moment by the Rooster. A nicely placed slam there. Good cover. Nicely done by the Rooster, but the Brawler's out of it. Yeah, a lot of strength in the Brawler yet. You know, you're right, Alfred. When you get into the situation where you have to wrestle the man, the Brawler really cannot compete with the Rooster on that level. No, he can't. But if it gets into the brawling stage of a match, as the name implies, that's when the Brooklyn Brawler can really kick it in gear. That's absolutely true, and that is what Bobby Heenan has done with his man. He's made him a brawler. I mean, he already was a brawler, but he's brought that part of him out to the front very, very forcibly indeed. And the Brawler is really a fighter in the ring. He's not a wrestler. Good move there by the Rooster. You can see exactly the pressure he's got on the wrist and the elbow of the Brooklyn Brawler, who seems to be really favoring that left arm. He was when he first come in. He's got it well protected and well covered there with elbow braces. The Brawler now trying to get things going his way with a couple of shoulder blocks right to the midsection and a big uppercut. Now here he goes. Starting that brawling style, sending the Rooster into the corner, but nobody there as he went in shoulder first. And certainly not quick enough for the Red Rooster in that move. Rooster levels him with a good clothesline, standing clothesline. And followed it all the way down, that clothesline. He laid it in very heavily to the Brawler and followed him down to the cover. Another good pin hold by the Rooster, but still the Brawler strong enough and resourceful enough to come out of that. The Red Rooster, as you said, Alfred, a very colorful character. As the Brawler says, no, I won't quit. But also, he executes quite well in the ring. He does indeed. He has some very, very nice touches to his offensive armory. And the Brawler, well, as you can see by that move, he's just a brawler. Throwing the Rooster now to the far side of the floor. He rolls right back in.
The Brawler not aware of this. Watch out! Over the top, down to the floor on the near side.
And the Rooster being reprimanded by the referee for that, because that is an infringement of the rules to throw a man over the top rope. Not enough to get disqualified, but it's only served to the purpose of the Brawler. Because look at that, the Brawler knows how to fight outside the ring. You can't beat him there, that's his own turf.
That's right. That was a mistake on the part of the Rooster, going out there with him.
It's his own turf. He knows exactly how to take care of you there. Oh. The Rooster only just able to avert going face first into that post, but not enough to stop his left shoulder going into the post.
Now the Brawler on the definite advantage after the outside post came into play here. The Brawler starting to kick away, stomp away now the Red Rooster. Getting the advantage. One thing you can say about the Brooklyn Brawler, when he has the advantage, he won't let up.
No, he won't let you up off the ground. He's not going to stand there and conform to the Marquis of Queensbury's rules in wrestling. He's just going to pound away at you with anything he can do, and as long as he doesn't do enough to get himself disqualified, he's happy for himself and for Heenan. What a killer Heenan has made of this man.
A stomp right in the groin area.
And now the Red Rooster might be pondering of that mistake he made by allowing himself to go outside the ring with the Brawler. Definitely not his territory out there. He's got to get some sort of defense mastered now before he can launch an offense.
Well, after going to the groin, he goes right to the head and picks the Rooster back up.
Yes, and things at this moment looking particularly good for the Brawler. The Brawler having no trouble, in fact, in dealing with Red Rooster. That's rather surprised me, Tony.
But don't you think here, Alfred, he's wasting a lot of time between execution points?
Yes, he does. Is it because he doesn't think fast enough that he doesn't know what he's going to do next? Or, I mean, he doesn't really have to think for brawling, surely. But he is moving very, very slowly between each move.
Well, he may be the king of Flatbush and have a lot of confidence on the street, but here you really have to think ahead.
You do. You've floored me with Flatbush. What is that?
That's part of Brooklyn.
Oh, is it?
You've heard Bobby the Brain talk about that. It's Flatbush Avenue. You're the king.
Oh, I see. That is what Flatbush is. I thought it was something to do with his haircut.
Oh, has it clamped on the Red Rooster.
And clamped securely as well. Rooster really hasn't shown a lot of offense during these last 3 or 4 minutes. He's got to muster up something here, otherwise he's going to allow this match to be taken away from him.
Well, he seems very confident right there.
Not a very good-looking fellow, is he, Tony?
No, he's not that handsome, but of course, many of the fights he's had, I'm sure, on the Flatbush side of town has not helped him at all. Belly to back suplex.
Nice one, too, executed there by the Rooster. And although the Brooklyn Brawler's holding his back, he seemed to take a lot of that on his head. Too much weight there for Rooster.
It almost cost him, because that was almost a 3 count. The Brawler, the first man up. Rooster rolls him up. No, sir. Brawler's out of it. And the Brawler trying to hip toss him out. Rooster with a backslide. 1, 2. No, 2 count there also.
And so very, very close. Now this battle just going backwards and forwards. Both men trying very, very hard. And that was really a bad breakage of the rules there. I mean, they absolutely shattered the rules there. Didn't just break them. The referee, I can't understand it, standing for that.
Blatantly going right to the eyes and out of the midsection. Now they're going back and forth into the corner. Another rake to the eyes. The Brawler climbing the turnbuckles, pounding away at the jaw of the Rooster, coming out with the reverse atomic drop. I think he hurt his knee that time, Alfred.
Yes, I would imagine he's hurting all over right now. The Brawler certainly is, because both men have been going hammer and tongs at each other. Oh, what a nice cradle move that was there.
Can he cover him up? Well, he's not ready to yet. He staggered over to the Rooster and now takes her Brawler to the right with an Irish whip. Brawler comes away kicking right to the sternum.
That was a nicely placed kick there by the Brawler. And both men now showing they have a lot in reserves of energy and strength, because I would have imagined by now either of these men were ripe for the pickings. They could have gone down and not got those shoulders up, but they've been managing to stop that. Wow.
Sunset flip out of the corner. He got it. Once again, the execution of the Red Rooster comes through. Let's get the official word. It's a matter of the ring technician beating the Street Brawler.
Absolutely. I suppose you could say that justice was served there when the Brawler did bring off that very, very nice executed move for a pinfall on that man, who looks very disappointed.
We just saw a tremendous bout involving the Red Rooster and the Brooklyn Brawler. In any minute now, I'm expecting the arrival of our first guest here to help us celebrate the... I see first guest has already arrived.
Hello, Brother Sean. How are you? It's a party for Brother Love. Yeah.
No. See, this is a celebration, dude.
Yes, it's a celebration.
20th
Yeah.
anniversary of the best of the World Wrestling Federation.
Yes, well, I am the best of the WWE. Indeed,
That's,
yes, I am.
That's up for debate.
Look, hey, yeah.
Well, you know,
my
Brother
cake,
Love, I
that tastes good.
don't even see your name on the guest list here.
Oh, yes, I got an engraved invitation. Gold engraved invitation, yes.
I imagine that came from the $1 Million Man.
I'm sure, yes. Lovely
As,
man. Yes, he just gave me that ring, yes. It's nice. Isn't that nice? Yes.
Well, Brother Love, I will admit that you are indeed on this tape. You're as a
Yes,
special
of course
guest
I
referee,
am.
But we've got other things to think about right now.
What else you got on this tape?
A match involving Bad News Brown
Yes.
and
I
Brutus
love
the
him.
Barber Beefcake.
Has no love.
Let's take a look.
He has the scissors in the air.
In fact, that's what he's doing.
And Bad News Brown looks no part of it.
In fact, Bad News Brown is insisting that the scissors be taken away from Brutus Beefcake before he gets into the ring.
Well, I would think before the match starts that is very necessary, but right now Brutus and the fans here at the Boston Garden enjoying seeing the man from Harlem, New York run away again.
That's a very disgruntled Bad News Brown there. He doesn't like what's happening, and quite honestly, if I was in his boots, I wouldn't like that either. I don't think I would like to step into the ring with somebody with a big pair of scissors.
Not at all. But the Barber waiting as the man.
But then again, of course, Tony, I don't have a great deal of hair that he could snip away at, do I?
Oh, there's much more than Bad News does. Here we go. And waits for the right moment. When the scissors went down, Bad News attacks Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Solid right hands. That one to the chin. The Barber goes down.
And how quickly Bad News Brown has silenced this crowd. They were on their feet clapping and cheering for the Barber then, but as soon as he got struck by that blow, it became rather quiet. But now they're coming back vociferously again, trying to get behind the Barber, trying to rouse him.
Using now the jacket of Beefcake as a choke. Right around the neck of Beefcake as he goes right to the corner, and that enables the jacket to drop away. And it will be taken away, thank goodness, but the damage has been done with that jacket. He's going right to the throat again, Alfred.
He is. Indeed, you're absolutely right, Tony. We can only hope that he can weather this particular storm. There was a chant going up, Beefcake, 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 all these thousands of people in unison, but it hasn't been enough to get the Barber back to his feet as of yet.
Bad News Brown back into the ring, but the Barber still in trouble on the outside. And once again, going to the throat. This time using the top ropes for some leverage and pushing the sole of the boot right to the throat area. Certainly, if you want to start out quickly, this is one of the ways to do it. Although not the most honorable way, but that's exactly what he's doing.
However, I've always said that Bad News Brown is not very pretty to watch in action, but he is extremely effective.
No doubt about that. And a big headbutt. The Barber trying to stand. Valiant effort here. He was swinging at nothing, and a big kick. The Barber still not going down. And Bad News Brown grabbing the head, pulling down on the throat against the top rope again. Just slingshotting him back to the middle of the ring.
Tony, I would say that Bad News Brown now is doing everything desperately, trying to finish this match off quickly, because I don't think he really thinks he has much chance if Brutus Beefcake suddenly gets back into this match.
And right at the same moment, that's what he's trying to do here, Alfred. Couple of right hands, staggering the man from Harlem, but coming out of the rope with some momentum, he got to kick it again. And now Bad News Brown sending Beefcake to the other ropes and just backhanded him down to the mat. He hit the back of his head hard to the mat that time.
There is no doubt that his best weapon, Bad News Brown that is that right boot. He uses it most effectively. Those karate-type kicks he delivers, crescent kicks, are very, very effective. And of course, his ghetto blaster is without parallel.
All right. Right to the throat with a straight hand again. And a backhanded chop from Bad News Brown. He'll pick up Beefcake. Place him down, high to the mat. Each of these blows are perfectly placed.
Yes, he's picking his shots, Tony, especially that last one. He went back deliberately, took aim at him from the ropes, came in and hit him with a tremendous right-hander.
Look at your hero! Look at him!
Bad News talking to the fans here at the Boston Garden packed in. He said, look at your hero. And this man is to many people, but right now on the receiving end of Bad News Brown, sent hard into the turnbuckle, but Beefcake moves out of the way. And now Brutus the Barber Beefcake from behind the back of the neck of Bad News. Give Beefcake a lot of credit. A lot of resiliency here. Able to take a lot of punishment, grabbing the beard, but that was the wrong thing to do. Trying to headbutt Bad News.
Yeah, Brutus not thinking there. That was not exactly a stupid thing to do, but it was quite unavailing because he didn't do any damage at all to Bad News Brown. However, here he could really hurt him.
Fans counting with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and the referee being very lenient there with a 5 count. Face first goes Bad News Brown.
And now Bad News is suffering, and meanwhile a little strutting and scissor-type gestures from the Barber, Brutus Beefcake. And I do believe that Beefcake has swung this belt around in his favor now.
Oh, Beefcake tried to put him head first to the turnbuckle once again. Not a good move at all. Bad News just bounced off of that turnbuckle, turned around and headbutted Beefcake to the mat.
Yes, I don't know what Beefcake was thinking when he did that. I mean, I'm sure he's done his homework on Bad News Brown.
Oh, there's no doubt. Into the ropes, Beefcake tucked out of the way. Good move. Comes across the flying body press. Down he goes. 2, and only a 2. Great move by Beefcake off the far ropes. Bad News comes up swinging away.
Actually, Bad News Brown was very, very lucky then, because if Brutus had made that cover a little higher, he would have had his man. Unfortunately, he was just the slightest bit out of position, and only his legs were on top of Bad News Brown. Bad News Brown thinks he's got this wrapped up now, sewn up. Is the Barber playing possum, Tony?
Well, we'll find out. Well, he's getting up now. Yes, he was. He waited on him at the right moment. Grabs Bad News, throws him down.
And what a slam that was from the top turnbuckle.
Now Beefcake letting the temper carry him away now. Right on the side of the head.
What do you say, Bad News?
Ready to put him to sleep. At least that's what he was showing the fans. Right hand, notice those blows are hitting the side of the head and not the top.
Yes, he's learned his lesson there, I think. And there goes the
sleeper hold.
Bad News, great move by Bad News Brown. Immediately, when the sleeper was applied, he backtracked right to the corner.
And that was a great move by Brown there. He averted defeat, even though it may be just temporarily.
Oh, and he caught him with a great, solid clothesline out of the corner. Bad News is really a tough man when he's in trouble, isn't he?
You know, Mike.
Indeed he is. I'm getting so excited here.
He wants the microphone. He wants to talk to everybody here.
So you want to cut some hair, huh? You threaten to cut my beard, huh? Well, let me tell you something. I tell this beer belly sharecropper something. I'll show you what cutting is all about.
Watch out. What's he going to do here now?
Well, I do believe he's going for the barber's bag.
He has picked up the scissors, giving Mel a shove here. And he's going to take the scissors to Beefcake.
And he's definitely bent on giving the barber a haircut.
Fighting with the referee. Brutus Beefcake rolls him up. Got him.
Oh! What an incredible turn of events that was.
All right, let's get the official word.
Here is your winner.
Bad News held with the empty scissors, chasing the referee towards the dressing room. Brutus the Barber Beefcake pulls out the scissors, an extra pair, and he's still ready to do some cutting.
We really can't understand what's holding up our guests and helping us celebrate the Best of the World Wrestling Federation Volume
It's a
20.
party. Yes.
What are you doing
It's
back
a
there? That's
party,
stuff that we've got laid out for guests, Brother Love. Guests.
Yeah,
People
she
who
can
were
be a guest
invited.
here at my party.
You were invited to this
Yes,
party
I
and
was,
help
yes.
celebrate.
Yes.
And you're making a mockery of it. It's like,
Yes. My.
really, that's very, very,
It's a party.
very
Yes.
control. And while I'm doing that, let's take a look at a match involving
I love you.
King Hacksaw Duggan and the former King Haku, and then the coronation.
Well, I'll tell you what makes me sick, McMahon, is Duggan. I'm a veteran, and it appalls me to see a man like him walking around with the flag that I fought for and put my life on the line for.
Weighing 270
You couldn't have a better representative, Jesse.
Americana
Hacksaw Jim. What is?
Whoa, look at this.
Here's the king, Haku. There's a job you should have, McMahon, carrying him. But then again, if you were on one of the corners, it'd be tilting down a little too much.
Bobby Heenan leading the way as King Haku sits on his throne.
And look at the royal subjects paying homage to him.
I don't see any. This could very well be King Haku's last ride as king of the World Wrestling Federation.
Or it could be one ride of many more to come.
Yes, very true. Crown on the line here. And Bobby the Brick. Uh-oh, look out. A wind up from Hacksaw Jim Duggan. What is Heenan smiling at? He must have something up his sleeve.
Confidence, that's all, McMahon. Confidence.
What's Heenan saying?
I can't read his lips. He's not too pleased with some of the ringside fans, though, I can tell that.
All they're doing is they're chanting Weasel, Weasel. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
That's about as close as I think Mr. Heenan will get to the crown and the cape.
Well, the time for talk is over. Now it's time to put the crown on the line. Hey, what happens if Haku wins? Does he get the 2x4?
No, I don't think so.
So in other words, Hacksaw Duggan's got everything to gain and nothing to lose, right?
Well, let's face it, a loss to the King would knock Hacksaw a little bit down in the rankings. Besides, I'd love to see Hacksaw be referred to as King Duggan. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Clean break by the King. That's a little unusual.
There you see the brain, Bobby Heenan, out there.
Well, that was pretty obvious. Of course he's out there. What do you mean by that commentary?
What I meant by that is that the brain will have a plan, believe me.
Haku missing with a clothesline. Duggan right back at him and connects.
See, now, instead of worrying about throwing a thumb up, he should continue with his attack here, McMahon.
I think it's exactly what he's doing. Haku shoves and ropes. Duggan waits for him. Shoulder block. No one goes anywhere. That's a big mountain of a man to move. Downstairs goes Duggan, waiting for him. There's hip toss. Oh, and a right hand connects. Another one.
And the King is starting off very slow in this matchup, and good. There's exactly why Bobby Heenan's there. The King off to a slow start, out onto the floor.
Let's face it, come on, Jesse. Duggan's off to a fast start. It's not that the King's off to a slow start.
Can hear Bobby telling him, stay by the rope, stay by the ropes.
I couldn't hear anything. You were talking.
You're the king. You're the king.
You didn't hear that?
I heard that. You weren't talking then. What a kisser on Hacksaw.
Now notice how Haku's trying to make this a wrestling match.
Yeah.
I doubt if he's going to get much wrestling out of Duggan.
Duggan's a consummate brawler. You know that.
Yeah, that's the first hold I've ever seen him use. He must have stumbled into it.
Hey, what are you, stupid? You
Mr. Heenan is hurling comments from the outside in an uncomplimentary fashion directed toward the referee, who has done nothing here to interfere with this matchup except call it the way it should be called. Elbow to the midsection. Haku face first to the buckle. And it has an effect on him. Look.
That normally doesn't happen to Haku. Duggan must have had a lot of force behind that one.
Haku hammering in the back to big old Hacksaw. Connects with a right hand and a left. Another one. Duggan with King Haku. No, reversal here. Off the rope. Ooh, what a clothesline. Haku set to finish him off and misses.
Smart move by Duggan right there. This could be a game breaker here.
Oh, look at that. A quick cover by Duggan.
No! Heenan is irate.
Heenan has grabbed the crown and the cape. Wait a minute. That doesn't belong to him anymore. It belongs to Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I love it. I told you Heenan would have a plan. They don't call him the brain for nothing, McMahon.
We'll see about that. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the new king, like it or not.
There you see the big mistake by King Haku. He goes for that backflip, Duggan out of the way, sets himself up, comes with his big flying tackle, knocks the King down and gets the win, and I guess he's the new king.
Couple of moments, because I'm sure this is going to be your favorite part of the tape.
Oh, yeah, yes. Now get set. Get ready for the Brother Love Show. With my very special, shut up. With my very special guest, my benefactor, Brother $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, my benefactor, the man that...
Excuse me.
Excuse me, the Brother Love Show's on now with my benefactor.
It's not the Brother Love Show. It is a match involving the Hart Foundation facing the fabulous Rougeau brothers. And you're the special guest referee. That's it. You're the referee.
Wait.
It's not the Brother Love Show.
With the Hart Foundation. You see, the Hart Foundation, as you will shortly see, is a team, two men who know nothing about love, men who have no love in their heart whatsoever, and you're gonna see, rightfully so, the Rougeau brothers put them in their place.
Coming down the aisle towards the ring.
It's standing room only here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee as we hear the music for the fabulous Rougeau brothers. Making their way to the ring along with the Mountain of the South, Jimmy Hart, Tony Schiavone, and Lord Alfred Hayes ready to go with this match. You got to realize, Alfred, with the Rougeaus set to take on the Hart Foundation, it's going to make for a great tag team match.
It certainly is, Tony. On technical merit alone, the Rougeaus against the Hart Foundation must be one of the finest matches ever about to take place in the World Wrestling Federation. But there are other factors factors involved as well. Don't forget, it was some time ago that the Hart Foundation, that is Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret the Hitman Hart, had that falling out with their manager, who was then Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart. Since then, he switched his alliance to the Fabulous Rougeaus. So there's a lot of other factors involved here.
There are a lot of other factors involved as we hear the music for the Hart Foundation. The fans really responding to these two men, and rightfully so. They have really made a name for themselves in the tag team wars of the World Wrestling Federation. Not many tag teams can claim they've held the belts, but these two men certainly can.
No, many critics of wrestling are inclined to state their opinion that these two, the Hart Foundation, Jim Anvil Neidhart, Bret the Hitman Hart, are without a doubt the finest combination ever to become a tag team. Well, that remains to be seen, of course, because there are other great tag teams in the World Wrestling Federation, but certainly here are two of the finest of them.
Here is Brother Love.
Well, we talk about the great tag team encounter. If there's only one thing that could really, so to speak, botch this up, personally, I think it would be this man coming down the aisle at this time.
Well, that's one of the other factors we were talking about and hadn't got round to yet because we wanted to wait to see the entrance of this fellow. Here he is. He told me himself, a very, very efficient wrestler. I don't know about that, Tony. He said he was a master of martial arts, a judo and a kung fu expert. And he said when he was a kid at school, he used to beat up other kids and take their sweets, what do you call it, candies?
Their candies, yeah. Well, maybe that is all true as Brother Love makes his way to the ring, but to me, the most important factor for an official in the World Wrestling Federation, a referee, let's say, in the ring, would be that he was unbiased. And certainly you have to imagine that this man, Brother Love, is anything but.
Well, I would have to agree with that on the face of it, but let's see what he does.
Okay, let's give him a chance, right?
Yes, really. He does love himself, though, doesn't he? The love in his name is certainly a little self-centered.
And it's apparent that he's... Now look at this. Now to make things right, he would have to hug the Hart Foundation also.
Well, no, he hasn't gone over to them as yet.
So there's strike one already.
Yes, he was looking at them before he took the microphone.
Well, let's listen in. The feeling is not the same here in Milwaukee.
Brother Love feels that Milwaukee needs some love here tonight. And just the man to bring you love, why, none other than your own Brother Love.
Shouldn't the match be underway sometime soon here?
I would think so. Look at that face, as red as a beetroot.
We are going to have a match.
Well, Jim the Anvil feels the same way.
Brother Love being the special guest referee, I will start this matchup when I see it and not before. So just wait in your corner and I will start it. You see, because in this ring I can tell that there's not much love here.
How long is this going to go on?
I feel a lot of love here.
Well, Alfred, you know, once he is referee, he has absolute control.
He does indeed. He has absolute power there. And
but does he have it before the bell rings?
No, I don't think so. The power invested in him, of course, is as an arbitrator, a referee. And that's solely his thing. Why is he going through this tirade?
Well, he just threatened to disqualify the Hart Foundation before the match began.
Love and order. Yes, thank you, Brother John. Love and order is exactly what Brother Love will maintain.
Where would you say that accent is from, Tony?
I don't know.
South somewhere, huh?
Maybe it's Arkansas.
Alabama, maybe. Anyway, I wish he'd stop and let us get on with this match. And Anvil definitely feels the same way. These men are trained, they're at a peak. They're very, very nervous when they're like this, conditioned so finely. It's you're walking on the edge of a very, very sharp blade there, a razor blade, and you can easily go one way or the other. And I can see one of these decking Brother Love if he's not careful.
And that's something that the Harts think that they can do. But you can't rush Love, and you cannot rush Brother Love.
Apparently
and
not.
I can tell that there's no
Well, they're
love
showing
here.
a lot of
There is
restraint,
no love
and that's
in
very
this
commendable
tournament
on the part of
whatsoever.
the Harts.
I can feel the love from the...
There you
Start
go.
the match!
Oh, the bell sounds. So Jim the Anvil Neidhart got things going himself. And I know that the thousands upon thousands of fans here at the Bradley Center feel the same way I do. In other words, it was about time.
Yes. And look at Bret Hart. He's moved the Anvil back into the corner because he knows the Anvil's explosive temper could easily get this match lost for them before they even come to physical grips with the fabulous Rougeaus.
And listen to the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. It's apparent, Alfred, that really the Hart Foundation, these two men have their work cut out for them.
Oh, they really do. They're going against 4 men here, one
That's
would
right.
assume.
Look at this. Now, how can anyone condone the actions of Brother Love right now with his arms around Jacques Rougeau and these two having a little meeting, so to speak?
Well, I can only say here that, of course, there's a lot of bias in that referee there, Brother Love, because he can't help but show it. I wonder if a little money has changed hands here, Tony.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Brother Love is around. It certainly has. Well, he got the break, got right between both men, so Brother Love not afraid to go in there and really push men around.
No. Indeed, he showed a little courage there. A very little courage, but he did show some courage. And once again, the Rougeaus, they can't be all that confident if they keep going into those huddles, seeking advice and comfort from one another. Bret Hart, of course, is a really, really intimidating wrestler.
But the key to it for Bret Hart and for Jim the Anvil is to worry about the Rougeaus and leave Brother Love out of it, if possible. That's got to be difficult. What's he doing? Claiming that Bret Hart's pulling the hair? Up. Jacques sends Hart in. We got a crisscross going on here. Jacques is down, and now over the top of the leapfrog, and Bret Hart with a great forearm and a cover. Where's the referee, for goodness sakes? Oh, my goodness, Alfred, look at this.
That is just awful. Hart had that man pinned there for about 5 seconds. I don't know whether he would have actually held it had there been a really legitimate 3 count, because I believe that right in this opening few moments, that Jacques is a very, very strong wrestler indeed, and whether he could have held that is debatable. However, he was down there for about a 5 or 6 second count, which the referee didn't do.
The referee, Brother Love, was very slow to make the count, and once he did get there, that was a very, very long 2 count, and it's apparent here that that the Hart Foundation is going to have to basically steal a win if they're going to expect to get a win.
Well,
if this continues.
Yes, really, I can't see them doing anything against this combination. And
down he goes again. Look,
nice
here.
move.
And again, there's no Brother Love. 1, for goodness sakes, and a 2 finally. And now, look at this count.
Well, he's going to get himself in trouble. Brother
really
Love
is.
I mean, that is really antagonizing. And he's got caught.
And look at that fast count. It was almost a 3 count there. Well, it's apparent what's going on here. And I really think Brother Love is going to get himself in trouble with the World Wrestling Federation and with the Hart Foundation.
If he continues in this vein, he certainly is. And we know that the Hart Foundation, especially that man who's in the ring now with the explosive, volatile temper, will certainly want to take matters into his own hands. And to heck with being disqualified. The only pity of this is that it's such an important match for both these teams, for the Rougeau brothers and for the Hart Foundation, and for either of them to get a loss in that particular column doesn't augur too well, because nobody's going to say it was a loss that was aided by a very, very bad referee.
In this case, I would think the Hart Foundation would feel fortunate to escape in this situation with a time limit draw or something. And you know, you don't like to say that, Alfred, I know, but it's apparent that, so to speak, the deck is stacked against him.
It is absolutely stacked against them. But there is one other thing that you brought up that is a very, very important
Look
point
here. And there's no referee.
No.
And look at the slow count, for goodness sakes.
And that is that certainly the tapes of this particular match will be viewed by Jack Tunney of the World Wrestling Federation Championship Committee, and he will take a lot of things into consideration, I'm sure, and one is the inadequacy of that referee, Brother Love.
Well, you got to give the Hart Foundation quite a pat on the back, so to speak, because they are willing to sign this match against the Rougeaus, knowing that Brother Love was a special referee. It takes a lot of courage knowing that they could lose the match in an easier fashion than normal.
Well, they must have been tricked into this somehow. Well, that's the only thing I can think. I don't know how, but Jimmy Hart is a most astute manager, and he really does have a great team in the Rougeau brothers. I really don't think he has to stoop to such low tactics as he is stooping to now.
And look here, Brother Love now with the attention of the Hitman as the double team ensues in the ring, and now Jacques Rougeau against Jim the Anvil Neidhart dishing out the punishment. Stomping away, Brother Love now quick to try to control things as he's over in the corner with a big smile on his face, and has the attention now. Jacques does, with Brother Love pushing the Hitman back. Meanwhile, that tag rope wrapped around the throat of the Anvil, and the Rougeau's going to work with a double team. This is preposterous.
Well, at this rate, I would say that Hart Foundation stand absolutely no chance at all unless they can do something that even Rougeau's Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and a very, very biased referee can do nothing about. And I quite honestly think they're going to have to knock out one of the Rougeaus and then pin them.
Just knock them out, you're right. Knock them out to where they really couldn't kick out even with maybe a 10 count.
Yes, exactly.
But then you got to wonder, a 10 count may not even be enough for a 3 count for Brother Love.
No. But that's the only way I can see this. Knock one of them absolutely out cold, stiff, so that there was no life left in his body, and then cover him.
And the fans are really down on Brother Love, and, well, why not? Brother Love checking in, wanting to know if Jim the Anvil Neidhart wants to give or not.
And I don't ever see the Anvil giving in, quite honestly. There's so much at stake. He is a very, very proud man, apart from anything else. And I think you literally have to put him down and absolutely out before he's ever going to say, I give.
And he is really on the wrong end of all of this. He is getting double team punishment while Brother Love pays attention to his partner, the Hitman, and now the abdominal stretch out of the ropes. Brother Love in to check in again. And I don't think Brother Love, certainly, he has been so shady in his counts, he could really tell the timekeeper to ring the bell right now.
I think he could. I think if he was well versed in the law of refereeing, then he would know right now that this is one move he could make. He could go to the timekeeper and say ring the bell, but obviously he doesn't know he can do that.
I also think he wants to see the Hart Foundation suffer a little bit more.
Yes, and I'm sure that that's another thing that the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, has put him up to as well. Let my men really make these two suffer. There has been a lot of animosity between these two teams, as we already know.
Well, if you're the Anvil or the Hitman, you've got to realize when your shoulder's down, kick out immediately. Because if you waste a second or a second and a half, the match will be over. And now the tag is made. Jacques coming back in. The Anvil really at the wrong end of all this. And here comes double team move while Brother Love stands on the other side watching away. Well, he's not even counting, Alfred.
No, they do have a grace of 5 seconds to get out and clear the ring, but Brother Love, as you said, didn't give them that 5 seconds. He didn't even care about it.
And now Brother Love quick to step in to push the Hitman back as Ramon kicks the Anvil in the back of the fans. Really on Brother Love now as this continues in the corner. Look at this on the outside. The legs of the apron of the ring. Brother Love still with his back turned. Still, as we are listening in momentarily, still pushing the Hitman back to the other side.
Tony, I do applaud the courage of the Hart Foundation. I mean, after all, they could have walked out of this match. They could have walked right back to the dressing room, and I don't think anybody would have blamed them. However, they do have that grit and determination. It's bred into them. It's there ever since they were first world champions, and they're certainly in that category right now. They're using that grit and determination and courage to stay in there and try and pull something out of the bag.
Brother Love checking in. He is in the ropes, and he is not even calling for a break, for goodness sakes. He had his head sticking out over the apron on the outside. Brother Love did not call for the break, allowing a tag. And now the double team move. Let's see what happens there. Holding the left leg with a type of a spinning toe hold maneuver. The Anvil maybe trying to kick out of this. Push the man out with that right leg. He pushed him back. Jacques hits the ropes and stomps away once again. And the Anvil right at the mercy of the Rougeau brothers.
He is indeed, but even the two Rougeau brothers are going to have their work cut out if they think they're going to make an easy killing here with the Anvil, because the Anvil now has gritted his teeth. He's full of determination. He's not going to let the Rougeaus get away with this. Neither is he going to let Brother Love get away with it. And it wouldn't be surprising at all to me if sooner or later he didn't turn around and swat Brother Love.
The tag is made. Brother Love looked the other way. That is a legal tag. Brother Love in there, and he is not going to allow this tag. He purposely, it would appear, turned the other way, Alfred, and there's a trip on the other side.
He really is testing the patience of the Hart Foundation. And once again, I take my hat off to them. They're trying to keep some semblance of order in face of all the odds that are weighed against them. And I just hope, I desperately hope, that something does turn up for these two valiant young men.
Into the ropes. Oh, the Anvil with a great forearm blow to the back of the neck of Jacques Rougeau, who's down in the center of the mat. But the Anvil with not enough energy right now to make a tag, although Jacques gets over. Raymond is in. The Anvil is still down. Oh, he reached up and he made the tag. He was playing possum right there, Alfred.
It was indeed. Oh, that was a beautiful move by the Anvil. And now let's see what Brother Love can do about this, because this is an extremely fresh Bret Hart in there, and he's really waylaying into Raymond. And there's Jacques.
Both men. Great move by the Anvil. He waited until Brother Love was looking directly into the corner, and then he made the tag.
That really was, and not even Brother Love could deny that that was a tag. And now look at this, Bret is really exacting a tremendous measure of revenge against Raymond. A beautiful backbreaker. What tremendous execution.
He's up top. The elbow on target, but no Brother Love. A 2 count. Oh, give me a break. Can you believe that?
And he's telling Bret Hart that was only a 2 count. It was a lot more than 2.
The roll up, and look at him now. Oh, he counted 3. For goodness sakes, how in the world can he justify this?
Well, I can't believe my eyes. You can't get away with that, surely. Oh, my word, this is really, I hate to say this and use this type of phraseology, but a travesty of justice has just been committed there, right in the ring.
And there's Brother Love. The bell is sounded. Brother Love has not made a decision, I guess, but right now let's get the official word.
Here are your winners, the fabulous Rougeau brothers.
Absolutely unbelievable.
That really is. Oh, that's just a terrible thing to happen, and I thought this might happen.
Yes, sir. You knew that something like this would happen sooner or later, and for the Hart Foundation, it's sooner. They are trying to get to Brother Love, and now the Rougeau brothers trying to step in, and that may have been a mistake. Oh, the Rougeau brothers are out, and now, Alfred, only one man remains.
Yes, and I knew that volatile temper of the Anvils wouldn't be subdued forevermore, and he took his chance there, and look at Brother Love now, and everybody here is hoping that he's really going to pay for what he did. And if they hit him with this, he'll never get up again.
All the fans on their feet. Here comes the Hitman.
Oh, what a great clothesline. And Brother Love is down and everybody on their feet. The Rougeau's trying to drag out that big, fat, horrible carcass.
He is down on the floor, and they didn't get the win officially. but it was, in a way, sweet victory for the Hart Foundation at the end.
It was indeed. It was a moral victory there for the Hart Foundation. And look at him suffering and working, but he's crying. Look at the tears cascading down his face there. Oh, what a win. What a win.
We all feel sorry for him, too, don't we, Alfred?
Oh, indeed we do. Let's have a look and see exactly how this injustice occurred. Here's that count.
Right to the camera.
And then he left it at the count of 2 when the shoulders were very evidently down. Everybody knew the shoulders were down, but that man proclaimed that they weren't. He said there was only a count of 2. Look at Bret Hart. He's taken by surprise. Now watch the speed of this count. Watch it closely. 1. And don't forget this is slow motion. And my word, what a travesty of justice. However, in the end, look at this. Poetic justice at the end. The Hart Foundation, great, great team.
You see, you really don't know exactly what it is that you are talking about. That's why you wear a tuxedo like this.
I don't get many opportunities to say anything about a match, but in this one,
that's because you don't know too much about matches, first of all.
Well, I'll tell you, in that match, there was certainly it was a questionable decision, to say the least.
No, it was not a decision. You are not an official of the World Wrestling Federation, as Brother Love was in that match. You do not know what it is. I want some cake.
Big surprise. Right now, it's time to go to a great match. It involves Hulk Hogan.
Sean.
Kevin, can't you see this is the best of the World Wrestling Federation Volume 20, and we're trying to...
Sean, where are your guests?
Well, Kevin, any minute now, this room is going to be filled with people. It's going to be the biggest party. You can come in
with
and...
all due respect, Sean, we're running out of tape. This
Well,
video cassette is almost over.
I realize that the tape's almost over, but if you guys will just bear with me 5 minutes, everybody, it'll be tremendous.
I'll be honest with you. If the crew could get a little bit of nourishment, give them a little food.
No, see, this is for the guests. I really can't have anybody come in. I mean, I understand.
Come on, 5 minutes. Let them eat, and we'll get on with it.
Well, I really don't know about that, Kevin. I mean,
come on, guys, let's go.
Come on,
let's go.
Wait, guys, wait a minute. No, stay away from the... Tommy, you stay with the chips. Don't the pop. Put the horn back, will you?
It's good.
Right now, it's time for a great treat. Let's go to a match involving Hulk Hogan as he faces ravishing Rick Rude. Come on, guys. Any minute they're going to be here. Will you leave something for him?
Weighing 302 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan!
Real American, indeed, the real American, the Hulkster, WWF Heavyweight Champion. And he certainly doesn't have a price. Boy, does he look to be in great shape. Boy, he's mocking ravishing Rick Rude right now. And the Brain. Colonel, how is ravishing Rick going to deal with that kind of power?
Well, let me tell you something, baby. I think Bobby the Brain Heenan has got Rick Rude ready, baby.
Well, the Weasel's got the mic in his hand now. They're on their feet here, 20,000.
Hey, Hogan, you think you're... Turn that junk off.
Well, the Brain wanted to say something, but he's drowned it out by I'm a Real American.
I hate that song.
You do, huh?
It's horrible.
A lot better than some of the stuff you've written. I'll tell
You
you
better
that.
listen and listen good. You know, you think being the World Wrestling Federation champion that you're so big and so bad and so strong. Well, I'm going to tell you something you aren't aware of. This man right here, ravishing Rick Rude, is not only the national but international arm wrestling champion. Why don't you get down and try him on for size? Huh? Big mouth?
Well, a challenge, the gauntlet thrown out
Or
there.
are you like your trunks? Are you yellow?
Well, champion telling the Brain to get out of there. Maybe we will, in fact, see a little wrist wrestling here.
This is gonna be great. Look, Bobby the Brain, he's already got Hulk Hogan psyched out already, man. Look at him.
Doesn't appear to me that the Hulkster is going to... No way. He doesn't want to do that. I don't blame him. What a setup that would be. Bell's gone. We're underway. Weasel bailed off that apron. Are you going to continue to stay out here, or are you going to bail out like that other piece of garbage?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now, Bobby the Brain Heenan, he only weighs 170 pounds. Look at big Hulk Hogan threatening. It's not right. You know it's not right.
Well, anytime a manager sticks his nose where it doesn't belong, anything that happens to him is justifiable.
Are you insinuating that to me?
No, I'm not insinuating. I'm telling you flat out. Well, a little bit of power is shown here by Ravishing Rick as the Hulkster went flying back into the corner. Look at, he wants to arm wrestle in the worst way. He's down on the canvas, issuing the challenge once again.
Look at this, Gorilla. Rick Rude is begging for the champ to come in arm wrestling. He's begging for him to do it.
Well, if he's undefeated, he won't remain that way very long. Hulkster could be making a mistake here. Not because he doesn't stand a chance of beating Ravishing, but he might have to turn his back on the Brain, and you wouldn't want to do that. Chant from this capacity crowd, Hogan. I don't like this one bit. Well, which one is the southpaw?
Look at Rude, look at Rude, look at Rude, Gorilla.
Obviously, Ravishing Rick is the southpaw. Oh, look at the Hulkster fighting back here.
He's got him down. He's got him.
Not quite. Those knuckles got to come down on the canvas. He's also got to keep his elbow on the canvas. Look at the veins popping in the arm. Look at the determination.
Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick.
Oh, yes. Oh, he slammed it down. Not once, but 3 times. And Rude shut off, and look at that. There's power. Pure power. I think Heenan bit off a little bit more than he could chew.
Look, where's the referee? Hulk Hogan's got Rick Rude's hair. He's hit him 3 times with his fist. Why don't the referee step in, Gorilla?
You see him? He's a guy in the blue shirt. Guy in the blue shirt with a little black bow tie. That's the referee. Scooped him up, atomic drop, and Ravishing right out of. Look at the Brain, he's up on the apron. Oh, and he gets nailed.
What a cheap shot. What a cheap shot, Gorilla.
What was he doing up on the apron? He had no business up there.
He was trying to tell the referee to step in and do something. Poor Bobby, poor Bobby.
Yeah, poor
I can't
Bobby.
believe this.
Being consoled now by Ravishing Rick. Both of them have taken a beating so far in this one.
Look at Bobby, he's got a big knot on his head from the champion and hit him. He's got his fingers all smashed up, man.
Well, good, it serves him right. Listen, it starts as a low rumble, Hogan, and it builds to a crescendo that's deafening here in Boston. Well, this one's lasted longer than I thought it would to begin with.
Never underestimate Bobby the Brain Heenan and Ravishing Rick Rude, Gorilla.
Well, it's pretty tough because Ravishing Rick, I don't care what kind of body you got, he's giving away about 100 pounds to the champion, and you just can't do that. 4 or 5 big roundhouse rights in a row, and Rude in trouble again. Now the Hulkster going to work on that left arm and shoulder. Reversal by Rude. Oh, handful of hair takes the champion down. But he's up again in a hurry.
Look at Rude, baby. I know what he's doing. Rick hadn't even broke a sweat yet, Gorilla. He's just trying to wear the champion down, baby, before he makes his move.
Well, maybe so. He's very lean. Not an ounce of extra fat on the body of Ravishing Rick Rude.
It's like I said before, Bobby the Brain Heenan has got Rick Rude in the best shape of his life, the best condition of his life. Look at poor Bobby's hands are all bruised and smashed from where the champion stomped on him.
Yeah, my heart's bleeding now. Haven't seen too much of the Hart Foundation lately.
Well, let me just say this. We've got a big surprise for the whole wrestling world. Of course they're not hiding. You know they're not. You know, that's what I'd like one day is Hulk Hogan against my main man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man. Title versus title. That's what I'd like to see someday.
I'd buy a ticket for that. Yeah, as long as we can keep you and Peggy Sue out of the ringside, it might be a fair match. Hulkster makes it back to his feet. Rude went for another handful of hair, but the Hulkster beat him to it. 3 big roundhouse.
What kind of champion is this? He's using the hair, he's using the fist.
Suplex, nailed him. Hulkster off the ropes. Elbow drop, but Rude long gone. Rude now dropping some fists right to the back of the neck of the champion. He's got determination, I'll give him that.
Well, he's ready to make his move. He's making his move right now. Said, look, he's barely broke a sweat, baby. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to wear the champion down, Gorilla.
Well, I've seen a lot of guys go inside that squared circle with that same theory in mind, wear down the Hulkster and then put him away, and no one has been successful yet. Block attempt. And it's Rude who goes face first.
He used the hair once again.
Hulkster going outside. He wants the Weasel.
Poor Bobby. Bobby didn't do anything.
It's Weasel hunting time here in Beantown. The Weasel, oh, look at that. He won the foot race, and as the champion came in under the bottom rope, he ran right into an avalanche. On the part of Ravishing Rick, the action has gone to the floor here now. Referees counting both parties. A chair by Ravishing Rick.
The champion is definitely in trouble now, Daddy. He's in trouble.
Look out. Oh, right in the head. Referee never saw the chair in the ring. Could be all over here. Look at this. No, foot on the ropes. Hulkster with ring presence, realizing he was close in desperation, shot that foot over that bottom rope.
You know, I love this tight match, Gorilla. Bobby the Brain Heenan and Ravishing Rick Rude, they're pulling out all the stops, baby, because they know that Hulk Hogan probably is the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, Daddy.
Chant going out from this capacity crowd. Hogan, he's trying to make it to his feet. I'm surprised he's not busted wide open. Took that chair right between the eyes.
You know, if Rick Rude could get him up in the Rick Rude backbreaker, it would definitely be all over for the champ.
Well, maybe so. I don't know whether he has that kind of body strength or not.
You can take it. You can take it to the bank, Gorilla. He's got it. You can bank on it, baby. He's waited a long time for this match, and he's ready for it.
Putting the pressure on the carotid artery here, cutting the flow of blood to the brain of the champion. This will put the lights out for you in a hurry. Started with a reverse chin lock, but now it's sort of a half a Japanese sleeper. And the champ looking a little bit worse for the wear.
He is in trouble, baby. You can bank on it. The champ is definitely in trouble.
Crowd here in Beantown stunned over these happenings. Hulkster just fading here. Trying to get to his feet, but unable to. Referee's going to be checking his arm here in a minute. There he goes. If that thing drops 3 times, this one is history.
He's out of it, baby. It's going to be history.
Whoa, 2 only. Look at the look on the face of the champion. Hulkster to his feet, an elbow downstairs, and another one. A third one makes him break the hole. Look out. Shoulder block. Drop down by Rude, the champion, over the top. Ducks underneath. Whoa, got caught. Nice reverse crescent kick by the challenger. There's the backbreaker. He got him up there.
That's it. He's got him. It's over. It's over.
Hulk shaking his head no.
He says yes. He says yes.
He's shaking his head no.
He says yes. I can hear him. It's over. That's it.
Oh, the referee hasn't motioned anything here.
I can hear him from here. He said
What do you mean you couldn't
He
hear?
said I quit. I give.
He was shaking. Get out of here, Brad.
That's it. It's a new world
Heenan's over here wanting the bell to ring. The referee has not called for the bell yet.
I heard him. He said he quit. He gave up. It's a new world champion, Gorilla.
He did not. Machine on the top turnbuckle. Bombs away.
What a ripoff. He won it, baby. I'm telling you, he gave up. I heard him say it myself, Gorilla.
I didn't hear. How could you hear anything with 20,000 people screaming? You got a headset on. Couldn't you see him shaking his head? No.
Yes.
The adrenaline now flowing through the body of the champion. He appears to be impervious to pain right now. Look at this.
Rick Rude is in serious trouble now, Gorilla. Serious trouble.
The Hulkster's on fire. Rude backing up, but no place to hide. Champion unloading. Irish whip in the goal. Followed him right in. What a shot.
But he's not out. Rick Rude is not out. A lot of men would have gone completely out with that, Gorilla.
Champion off. Bobby the Brain made a move for his leg, but couldn't catch him. He dropped the leg. It's over.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
They're on their feet here. 20,000 plus in the Boston Garden as the gold will go back into the hands of the Hulkster. Bobby the Brain Heenan screaming at the timekeeper. Let's get the official word.
The winner of this bout and still World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Hulk Hogan came very close to losing his title right here in B-Town.
I heard him with my own ears. He said, I quit, I give, but Rick Rude had him in that backbreaker.
He's giving the fans right now exactly what they want.
Where else but included in the Best of the World Wrestling Federation could we witness a victory like the one we just saw? Hulk Hogan over ravishing Rick Rude. And it's just going to get better and better as we look forward to Volume 21, Volume 22.
You know, Brother Sean, you're right. This is a party. This is a party, you know, and we should all be having a good time and everything. But, you know, you need to lighten up a little bit and everything. This is a party for Brother Love and all. But, you know, maybe, you know, you need to have a little bit. You haven't had any punch, you haven't had any cake, you know, all day. Let me fix you some, some punch and some cake here.
Sit back and
Brother Sean, I love you. Yes.
Then again, I can have my cake and eat
You guys
it too.
are great. Wait a minute. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Tony, what are you doing here? You were supposed to be here to help me celebrate the 20th anniversary, and you know, where have you been? I guess you...
It's in the next room.
What's in the next room?
The party.
What party? The party's right here.
It's in the next room, Sean. We've been waiting for you all day. Where have you been?
Actually, you know what happened is that I just decided to, you know, have a party.
You look great.
Have a party
Guys,
for the
I'm on my
folks,
way
you know,
back.
that are behind the
Have
scenes.
a good time,
and
Sean.
I love a party.